The Dogs, in association with the Greyhound Board of Great Britain. Well, hello and welcome to a very special night for greyhound racing. It's a who's who of the sport. It's the first Greyhound Board of Great Britain Awards. We'll be celebrating the stars on the track for 2008. All the winners from a fantastic night coming up on this week's edition of The Dogs.
Also on this week's programme, a review of the William Hill Birmingham Cup from Perry Barr. We catch up with some of the up-and-coming hurdlers in the Springbok trials from Wimbledon. Charlie Lister's Bandicoot TIPOKI. We see him show his class in the Caffrey's Futurity at Nottingham.
But first, it's a look back to Perry Barr's William Hill Birmingham Cup meeting, which really was top class. From Kinda Reddy's continuing rise up the ranks in winning the puppy race, to a great buckle for the sprint.
Going round the second bend then, Farlow Ferdinand's got a length lead here over Miss Lee. So race up towards the winning line. Farlow Ferdinand at a big price. Miss Lee trying to mow it down. Tight. Very, very tight.
Miss Lee just on the nod over two bends. But over four, another ex-Irish dog, Windy Miller, demolished his field with a performance out of the top draw.
Windy Miller with a 4-length advantage over Droopy's Belly in second. The Gamble has lost its way at the third bend. It's back in third, Iron the Brave, and is weakening as they come up towards the winner line. An easy success for Trap 4, Windy Miller.
You go for the Gorton Cup at Bellevue next, and on that kind of form, you know, you'd have to have a shot at the Derby, wouldn't you?
Tracks are having to work hard for the Ledger Pound these days, and Perry Barr showed what can be done with a terrific Birmingham Cup crowd. And they were treated to the sight of one of the sport's true stars in the marathon. Flying Winner was having her first run of the year, taking on the bang-in form Midway Skipper.
Away they go, racing up towards the first bend, and Flying Winner out okay for Midway Skipper's going to try and lead. Bores in, Flying Winner was involved. It's managed to get round the bend without too much hassle though. Midway Skipper, Genesis Alex, they share the lead. After these comes Ian's Queen on the inside, Flying Winner. Then comes 3, Ragtime Gypsy, and a little bit detached Vatican Iona. They go around the third bend, still a long way to go. 4 in front, Midway Skipper. She's got a 2-length lead at the moment over 5 racing in second. Genesis Alex moving through on the inside. There's Flying Winner, moves up into second. After these comes 3, Ragtime Gypsy, and they're leaving behind the others. They head down the far side for the final time then. Midway Skipper with a 2.5 length lead. Flying Winner has got her in their sights though. After these 3 lengths back to 3, Ragtime Gypsy. They come round the second last bend, and still Midway Skipper with this lead of about half length over Flying Winner that's moving up on the outside. A straight scrap as they spin off the final bend up towards the winning line. Flying Winner edges on. She's got it. Flying Winner wins.
A superb effort from Midway Skipper, but Flying Winner was just unstoppable, and Chris Lund's bitch looks set for another super year. So now to the Birmingham Cup final, and a busy betting ring saw favourite backers get busy with Fierceophonic. Charlie Lister's dog went to traps a warm order in a field which included kennelmate Affleck Elite, 3 Mark Wallace trained finalists led by Goldcrest King, and Liz McNair's Shane Boy Luke.
There they go, racing up towards the first bend. Well away is Trap 3, Mountjoy Gold. Fierceophonic's trying to get inside it. What's going to happen at the bend? Fierceophonic has pushed his way past. Fierceophonic goes on by 2 lengths here from Goldcrest King. Then comes Mountjoy Gold on the outside. After this can fall. Director's ruler. It's Fierceophonic putting them to the sword into the third bend with a 3-length advantage over Goldcrest King in second. 2 lengths back to Mountjoy Gold. The Derby favourite Fierceophonic is going to start the year with a bang. He wins the WilliamHill.com Birmingham Cup and wins well.
Fierceophonic's Blue Square Derby odds came tumbling down after this faultless effort. He didn't break that well, but his great weapon is his brute early pace. He favours the rails and passed fast-starting Mountjoy Gold on the inside at the turn before drawing clear. Understandably, connections are now aiming high with Fierceophonic.
We think he's a Derby dog.
He's 16-1 with All Firm's new favourite.
You know, he's a serious dog. As long as he stays free of injury, I think he's going to be a really good dog this year.
So you're going A nice price already?
We've had a nice price, yeah, we're on at 50s. And we had a few quid today, well, beginning of the competition at 9 to 4, so we've had a nice...
all yours as soon as you cleared the first bend.
Yeah, there's plenty of noise over the corner there. I think we've all had a good touch.
Fierceophonic now remains a possible runner for the Racing Post Juvenile Championship at Wimbledon in March.
Now the highlights from Monday's card at Nottingham in the Peter Howard Never Been's Forgotten Trophy over 500 metres. Bonfoon Mao, third in the Eclipse and semi-finalist in the Birmingham Cup, was 2-1 joint favourite with Barry Draper's youngster Thurlesbeg Joker, who was knocked out of the heats of the Futurity Puppy Cup. And there they go, and racing up towards the first bend. A nice start here from 2, Torrent Item, but as they come round the turn, there's trouble there. And going round the bend in front, Bonfoon Mao being chased hard by Thurlesbeg Joker. They're away from 1, Ratheni Finn, as they head down the far side. And good middle pace coming from Thurlesbeg Joker. Takes over and goes on by 2 lengths here, keeping wide, but with a distinct advantage over Bonfoon Mao in second. A further 4 lengths back to Ratheni Finn, up towards the win line. It's Thurlesbeg Joker that wins impressively. Well, a very good run from the youngster, staying on strongly to record 30.01 on a track rated 30 fast. Now the Grolsch Monkey Sprint Final over 305 metres. The Paul Sallis trained Drink Up Zorro, who last year won the Trafalgar Cup and Henlow's Winter Derby, was sent off the 6-4 favourite. Here comes the hare, and there they go. And racing up towards the first bend, Bandit Blue out fast here. He's going to lead up early from Brandyman. After these on the outside, Drum Crow Cadet showing good speed to move up into second. There was a little bit of crowding going on. Drink Up Zorro suffered a little bit as they come around the final bend, and it's Bandit Blue for David Pruse out in front. It's Bandit Blue that will win by 1.5 lengths from Drum Crow Cadet. Bandit Blue confirming heat form with Drum Crow Cadet, winning the sprint in 17.80. So on to the evening feature. The Steve Race-trained Headed On Ellis was the 6-4 favourite. He had beaten Charlie Lister's Bandicoot TIPOKI in the heats. The other heat winners were Noir's Airgeed and Eden Dom. And there they go for the Caffrey's Futurity Puppy Cup final. Good break from Bandicoot TIPOKI. He's going to lead up early here from 4, Headed On Ellis. There was some scrimmaging in behind. Into third goes Droopy's Quinter. Down the far side, Bandicoot TIPOKI goes 2.5 lengths clear here from Headed On Ellis as they go round the third bend. And Headed On Ellis seemed to stumble around the turn a little bit. Bandicoot TIPOKI increases the lead. Then comes Headed On Ellis after these Droopy's Quinter up towards the winning line. It's Bandicoot TIPOKI, a name to conjure with, wins here from Headed On Ellis. Bandicoot TIPOKI turning the tables on Headed On Ellis to record a fabulous 29.70 and now quoted at 33-1 by Blue Square for their Greyhound Derby. The first round heats of the Stan James Springbok get underway at Wimbledon this Saturday, and here are a few recent trial stakes races from the track. Last Saturday, Nebuchadnezzar, a faller on his previous start, went off even money favourite for Lorraine Sams. And there they go, racing up towards the first flight. Good start, Cool Cashin, great early pace. Platinumlancelot moves up into second and bustles up Cool Cashin at that turn. Nebuchadnezzar's close up in third. After he's back in fourth comes Tully Mary Jolly as they head down the far side then. And the advantage with Platinumlancelot by 2.5 lengths now as they reach the second last turn. Nebuchadnezzar's moved up into second and looking a live wire. Coming off the rails is Nebuchadnezzar, but Platinumlancelot just shaded at the moment over the last. Platinumlancelot just. Platinumlancelot holding on for Jason Foster by a short head, recording 28.56. Now on to Tuesday night's action. Kingdom Fantasy, trained by Paul Donovan, and Rabbit Fighter for Bernie Doyle, were sent off the 7-4 joint favourites. Up go the lids and away they go. Nice break from Helena's Rock, but the better pace coming from Trap 5, Emporio Ceasar. We've got a faller there. Bombogenic Rose has gone at the second flight. Down the far side, Emporio Ceasar leading from Rocky Rocket in second. After these comes 4, Rabbit Fighter. Then a break back to 3, Helena's Rock, as they jump over the next. A little bit deliberate, but Emporio Ceasar has the advantage here from Rocky Rocket. Is trying to throw down a challenge. They're putting away from Rabbit Fighter. Up towards the last, Emporio Ceasar, just by about a neck, wins from Rocky Rocket. Steve Gammon's Emporio Ceasar making a winning debut over hurdles, recording 28.38 on a track rated 10 fast. In our next race, Delwood Freddy, already a winner over hurdles for Jason Foster, was sent off the 6-4 favourite. Next in the betting, Rockhurst Mason at 2-1 for the informed Mark Wallace. Away they go, Rocket Ruby out fast, but up the centre of the track, and that causes mayhem for Delwood Freddie as they hop over the next, and it's Mullimore Jake leading with Rockhurst Mason. They're out in front. A bit wide is Mullimore Jake. Off in chase, Delwood Freddie. On the outside is Reach Far Julio as they hop over the next, and there's nothing between Rockhurst Mason and Mullimore Jake, although now getting on top Rockhurst Mason. There's been a faller in behind Rocket Ruby down the far side. They come off the final bend, and Rockhurst Mason from Delwood Freddie over the last, and it's going to be success for Rockhurst Mason. There was another faller there, Mullimore Jake at the last flight. Rockhurst Mason recording 28.48 on a normal track. The St James Springbok starts this Saturday at Wimbledon, and the finals live on Sky Sports on the 10th of February. Coming up after the break, the glitz and glamour of the GBGB Awards.
Welcome back to part 2 of the Dogs, and the bright lights of London town signalled the start of greyhound racing's biggest night of the year. A new venue for the first annual awards under the umbrella of the Greyhound Board of Great Britain, and a sellout at the Hilton Metropole. All the various stakeholders in the sport were well represented, with board members mixing with owners and trainers. Voting had been conducted by the Greyhound Writers Association, but the identity of many of the various winners was unknown, including the closely guarded top honour of Greyhound of the Year. And as guests filed through, there was a sense of real anticipation. Black ties and silver service proved the perfect hors d'oeuvre for the awards to come. The occasion so very much part of greyhound racing's history. The nominations for Sprinter of the Year were Boa Brada Mac, Horseshoe Ping and Swift Sapphire. And the winner, Harry Williams' Boa Brada Mac.
It's Blonde Jet, Boa Brada Mac, and now here comes Horseshoe Ping. It's Blonde Jet, Boa Brada Mac forces the issue to go on. Boa Brada Mac wins going away.
The scurry success of Boa Brada Mac certainly helped Harry's dog claim the top honour as the country's leading sprinter of 2008.
Very, very delighted to win an award. As always, it's a great honour to win any sort of award, but it was very pleasing to win it. You know?
He had a smashing year.
He was a great dog, and I think he won it entirely on merit. You know, he won the most races of sprinters. He won more prize money than any other sprinters, and he won the Category 1 and only Category 1 race unbeaten. He'd semis and finals. So, you know, I always have a slight doubt as to whether he would get it, but he deserved it. I think there's no doubt about that.
The nominations for Top Hurdler of the Year, Hot Dog Jack, Kildare Lark and Morel Warrior. And the winner for the second year running, Jason Foster's Kildare Lark.
As they bunch towards home, Kildare Lark still with a small advantage. Morel Warrior pressing, high on the flame, the outside, up to the line. Kildare Lark has won the National.
The Grand National triumph for Jason's dog again helped him defend his title, delighting owners Mike and Claire Davis, who now have the retired former champion at home.
Proud moment, Kildare Lark defending his Hurdler of the Year crown.
Absolutely, we're absolutely delighted. I mean, to try and come back and win it again is obviously hard enough because you know, he's an older dog. I suppose in a way, it's the experience that counts now for him. And now he's retired, and this has capped up, I think, a glittering campaign for him, and over the moon.
The nominations for Top Marathon Performer of the Year were Flying Winner, Midway Skipper and Swift Jade. And the winner, Chris Lunn's Flying Winner.
Everyone knows that Flying Winner's just hit the front of the second last bend and gone really clear here from a classy field. It's Flying Winner going to win this so easily in the end by a good 8-10 lengths, increasing the lead all the time.
A track record-breaking TV trophy success laid the foundation for Chris's star to claim the top honour here. In the top bitch category, Flying Winner was also nominated and beat her main rivals Minala Amy and Midway Skipper again. Double joy for Flying Winner's owners Grant Devonish and Glenn Gill and their proud trainer Chris Lunn.
Chris, 2 awards for Flying Winner, must be pleased.
Delighted. I mean, we thought we had a big shout weight marathon, but beach were always open to debate like. But I mean, you don't win anything. It's not about winning. It's about people doing the job who look over the years' achievements and they decide that you've merited that award. And it's very nice. Like, it's not something you've got any influence over. You've already done it. It's gone, and it's up to other people to decide if it merits that award. And I'm delighted. I'm delighted for Grant, Harry, and Glenn. It's brilliant.
No surprise to see Nick Savor up on stage again to pick up the award for Westmead Osprey, voted Best British Bred Dog of 2008. And Nick was back again with his leading owner Bob Morton and family to claim the award for Dam of Best British Litter with Droopy's Gene Dam of Westmead Osprey. Ivor Stocker accepted the RGT Services Award on behalf of former Catford home finder Bill Maynard, while the trio of Len Ponder, Ralph Lawrence and Tommy Mills shared the honour of the Owner of the Year award. They of course own Lenton Joker, who was nominated in the Stayer of the Year category, along with Bubbly Totty and Flying Winner. The winner, Tony Collins, Lenton Joker.
It's all about Lenton Joker. The owners are laughing all the way to the bank. Lenton Joker wins.
3 major staying competitions in the summer, including the Cesaurich, helped sway the votes his way, and Connections celebrated on stage the victory of Tony's dog. One of the biggest cheers of the night came when Mark Wallace accepted the trophy for Trainer of the Year. Wallace's Imperial Kennel sent out the winners of 314 open races in 2008. John Carter accepted the GWA Services to Greyhound Racing Award and was in typically ebullient mood when he spoke to us afterwards.
But do you think you deserved it, John?
Not at all. There are a lot of better people than me. My team deserve it. That's the thing. They deserve it. But as I say, I'm the man at the bottom of the flagpole and waving the flags and fronting it up. So all I can ever do is to try and put on a plate and in front of people exactly what the team behind are doing. And if that's no good, then we wouldn't have survived all this time.
You gave a rousing speech on the stage, had them all cheering in the aisles. You still think greyhound racing has a future?
Greyhound racing has got a colossal future. It always will be the best show in town, but it is never going to be a big money spinner for the investors. But it'll be a damn sight better for the brewing industry. We're still selling a tremendous amount of things like that. You've got to, as I said there, you've got to get round the costs of the land business. But the people, I came into it really from lots of points, but when you want to go out in the evening, what are you going to do? Sit in a pub and have a meal, sit in the pub and drink, go to a restaurant and look at your wife or somebody else's, or go out and see some live action at the same place with the buzz, the bounce, the ambience, and all the excitement, and have a flutter too.
It was a big night for the Barry Draper Kennel. Debbie Draper accepted the Kennel Hands Award on behalf of her staff. Then Kennel star Baherna Best lined up as one of 3 nominations for Newcomer of the Year, along with Droopy's Carvalho and Me Buddy. And the winner was Baherna Best.
Baherna Best leading here off the final turn, Centre Marine, and after these comes Farley Magic, but it's Baherna Best that wins the Betfred Laurels for Barry Draper.
3 Category 1 prizes, including the Laurels at Bellevue, sealed the award for Baherna Best, who also earned a nomination in the Standard Distance category, along with Derby champion Loyal Honcho and Wise Thought. Baherna Best won this award also, and Barry Draper was joined on stage by his brother Trevor and Baherna Best's owner Anthony Rhodes. But as a tension mounted ahead of the Greyhound of the Year announcement, Connections of the major players could just sit, wait and hope. A gracious Draper table greeted the news that Lenton Joker had pipped Baherna Best to the title, but there was still plenty to celebrate for Team Draper.
Barry, 2 awards for Baherna Best this evening.
Great night, yes.
Bit disappointed you didn't get the ultimate one?
Well, yes and no, yes, in a way.
I suppose you have got this year to prove them wrong.
Yeah. He proved it right last time. He won all the best races, all the 4 bedding races, which is the hardest races to actually win. And, the hacks, whoever they are, voted against him, that's it.
And what are your chances this year in the big races with him?
I'll take it as it comes. I mean, it's hard to say what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Just let the dogs get fit and well, and then we can just roll it out and see how the dogs go over the season. There's plenty of good races out there, plenty of good prize money, Dog's fitting well. All dogs are fitting well at the moment. So we're hoping that next month, March, checks off. Is the Pall Mall. The Scottish Derby starts in March. So onward and upwards, I think.
Back on stage and the Jokers were playing up to the cameras, but out of the limelight was the man who steered them to success, Tony Collett.
Tony, trainer of a Greyhound of the Year, how does that sound?
Unbelievable. 32 years I've been doing this. I thought Sunderland was a night, but tonight it's just out of this world.
Did you really feel you had a chance?
I thought it'd be close. It'd be interesting to know that if the results do come out, it'd be interesting to know. I thought it'd be close.
But obviously you must have an inkling when you won Stayer of the Year.
I thought we was in with a great shout when we won Stayer of the Year, but you just never know. You just never know on the night. As I say, I think it had been very, very close.
And Lenson Joker had a golden period of the year, didn't he?
Oh, it's unbelievable. The period he went through was just out of this world. As I said, like the Ceasarage, followed by Sunderland, which is a night I'll never forget, that won't be. And then Romford, the way he demolished the field there, and it's a good class in that race, in the Stayers competition. No, I'm just chuffed to pieces, I am, honestly.
Celebrations would continue long into the night, but we caught up with the Lenson team before the champagne corks popped again.
Lenny, a tremendous night.
Oh, unbelievable. To have the boys with all the wives, all the family. Fantastic night. Please, I was thinking maybe I might get owner of the year, and the boys have got to be with it. I thought, please, God, if we do get it, we've got to get between the three of us. And that we was all satisfied, we was happy with that. We sat and relaxed, didn't we? And then all of a sudden we got the six-men dog. I thought, how can that be? And all of a sudden, then we got a dog of the year. Well, their faces, you've only got to look at them now, we still can't believe it. What a night.
Tommy, surprised?
Yes, I was. I thought we had a chance with owners of the year, and Stayer of the Year I thought we had a chance, but I didn't think we was going to win Dog of the Year. I really didn't. Over the moon, absolutely over the moon. I had my fingers crossed, I had my feet crossed, and as soon as he said Lenson, I was up in the air, and just absolutely fantastic for us all.
And Ralph, judging by the look in your face, I don't need to ask how you're feeling.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm in a different world at the moment. I ain't being rude, I ain't being sort of Charlie Big Potatoes. I race horses, the lot, they won big. You can't get nothing better than tonight. Impossible.
Has the credit crunch affected your Greyhound purchasing power?
Not made the slightest bit of difference. We're still going to buy. Buy. I mean, we're going that way. No, we love it. We might as well put it into grands now because it's no good in the bank.
No good.
We're getting no interest and no fun. But we get some out of the grands.
Well, we just bought another two, haven't we?
Yeah. we declare them next Sky meeting.
Here's what's coming up in the next few days on the open race circuits. There's the usual opens from Romford on Friday. Saturday's highlight is the heats of the Stan James Springbok taking place at Wimbledon. Sunday, Coventry rule the roost with opens in the evening, whilst on Monday there are the Ladbroke Golden Jacket Trial Stakes races taking place at Crayford. For all the latest results, click onto our website, thedogs.co.uk. Next week we bring you the thrills and spills of the first round heats of the Stan James Springbok. That's next Thursday here on Sky Sports.
The Dogs, in association with the Greyhound Board of Great Britain.